media is not an extension of your sales department. Overtly trying to sell a product or service will quickly damage a social media reputation, writes Joshua Leatherman, Social Media Today. It is a vehicle that appeals to people's deep God-given desire to connect. It works where there is trust. When it becomes just another form of spam, violating people's trust, it fails to be effective. If you want to build a social media platform, one where people listen to you, then you have to be a giver, not a taker, writes Leatherman. According to social media innovator Michael Hyatt, author of Platform Get Noticed in a Noisy World, a New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and USA Today bestseller, and recently named as Forbes magazine's top 10 online marketing experts to follow in 2014. On using Facebook and Twitter, he says, it's relational, not transactional. Michael practices something he calls the 20-to-1 rule. Michael says the 20-to-1 rule represents a ratio. It means that you have to make 20 relational deposits for every marketing withdrawal. He says that if you just keep asking people to do something, buy your book, come to your conference, sign up for our cause without making adequate deposits, they will begin ignoring you. Eventually, they will unfollow you and disconnect from your updates. So be a giver. People don't want to be marketed at in the social channel. This is where they want to talk to each other, and brands are there by invitation. They have to be a great guest at the table, otherwise they are going to be uninvited, writes Fielding, president of Plainsboro, New Jersey-based digital marketing agency. She calls it a neutral networking kind of approach. Brands are often too eager to inject themselves into conversations about their product. Despite a brand's best efforts, most consumers are not going to identify with or trust a brand the way they would a friend, writes Skorsky, a Harvard Business School professor and author of the book, A Social Strategy, How We Profit from Social Media. Number 2, create a social media strategy and set your goals. An organization should focus on engagement and not on numbers. The numbers will follow, but should not be used as a performance indicator. There is slightly more value in having a smaller network of followers who engage on a regular basis than to have a large network of followers who view your page once and are done, writes Joshua Leatherman for Social Media Today. It says, define your core audience and identify your area of expertise. Do not try to be all things to all people. What do you primarily want to use social media for? Is it awareness, loyalty, and retention? Pick one. Next, select the metrics or ways you can track how well you are doing. What makes social media measurement tricky is how your company uses the social media, changes the metrics that make sense for you. So you have to define what your goals are first before deciding how you will measure its effectiveness. After you prepare your plan and set goals before you begin, I have a tip for you. Recruit your employees and build a dedicated social media team. Get your team to help you execute the social media plan you've written out. Make sure they know your goals. LinkedIn also advises you to include your employees. LinkedIn reports that employees are 70% more likely to take action on your update and spread your message to their networks by liking, sharing, or commenting on your posts. Number 3, focus on content. Content should be the king of your strategy. Content marketing is the focus for both B2B and B2C companies right now. Your goal in this should be to establish yourself as an industry expert, therefore gaining the attention of your peers and possible clients. There's a lot of talk about the importance of strong content for a successful social media strategy. High-quality content should advance your target audience. It should provide relevant information on pressing topics, thoughtful advice, new angles on ongoing discussion, writes Dr. Susanna Garber, expert for regulation within the industry engineer and utilities, and for online marketing within the industry technology and internet. New content marketing research conducted by the Chief Marketing Officer Council in partnership with Netline Corporation in 2014 reveals how important content is to the buying cycle for B2B decision makers. The research surveyed the online content sourcing and sharing behaviors of 352 business buyers worldwide. It found that content downloaded from trusted sources on the internet was essential to pre-sales discovery, qualification, and selection of vendors. The company's research representation across company size included 23% from companies with revenues of more than $1 billion, 10% with revenues between $501 million and $1 billion, 32% between $50 million and $500 million, and 36% with revenues less than $50 million. The value of online content. 88% of respondents believe that online content has played a major to moderate role in their vendor selection. 54% say that it keeps them current on new technologies. 38% say that it provides strategic insights and shapes purchase specifications. 37% believe that it educates them about issues, problems, and challenges in their industry. Most valued content types. The top 5 content types most valued by respondents are the following. Number 1, research reports and studies, 65% value. 2, technical spec sheets and data sheets, 50% value. 3, analyst intelligence and insight, 46%. 4, white papers, 35%. 5, articles on trade publishing sites, 30%. How they find content. 68% of respondents start their vendor-related content sourcing with search engines and portals. 40% go to the vendor websites. And 25% turn to trusted sources or peers. The big picture is they look online. What we see time and time again is that there is a fundamental truth about content. The more the content speaks to your target market, the greater the level of response. Writes Robert Alvin, CEO and Chairman of Netline Corporation, the world leader in business content syndication. All right, 4 easy tips for effective content. And those are proper timing, attractiveness, giving valuable content, and engagement. There's a certain amount of unpredictability and luck in social media. A piece of content might pass unnoticed one day while it goes viral a week later. Yet despite the unpredictable nature of social media, there are ingredients that can lead content to the throne. And another tip for you. The tip number 1 is proper timing. Timing is extremely important when it comes to posting on social networks. Like, you wouldn't want to wake up in the middle of the night and post on your Facebook page just because you had the time to do it. Because what happens is no one else is awake reading the social media, and when they wake up in the morning, it's going to get lost in the mix of everything else. There's really not a one-size-fits-all approach for timing, and you should test what works best for you by posting things at different times and seeing when you get responses or when people are following. But I do have some timing tips for each of the 3 sites that you should be utilizing here. People often use Facebook in peak downtimes, such as lunch hours and afternoon lulls, evenings and weekends. Thursdays and Fridays are key days for Facebook. LinkedIn's busiest hours are morning and midday, Monday through Friday, so that's when you should be posting. Twitter engagement increases during commutes. That sounds awful. During commutes, people are posting on Twitter. That's something's wrong with that. But breaks from work and when they go home for the evening. Number 2, attractiveness. Use images often. Content should be pleasant to look at and easy to consume. The same goes for the physical layout of written content. Articles should be easy to read, nicely structured, and aesthetically pleasing, writes Dr. Galber. According to digital marketing blogs Kissometrics, photos attract 53% more likes, 104% more comments, and 84% more click-throughs. Number 3, give valuable content. To elaborate on the content is king and how important that is, tip number 3 is to give valuable content to readers, and here are some examples of what you could do. Create how-to lists and lessons to establish yourself as an expert on a particular topic. Give your perspective on pressing industry news. Share your success stories in ways that help bring light to relevant business topics. Try sharing something you learned on the job with your readers. Maybe you can help them avoid a costly mistake or even a hazard. Provide links to share a description of tips you've encountered from another thought leader or trusted source. Communicate the reason why this information is valuable and give credit to your source. Tip 4, engagement. Try using call to action phrases. Visit, click, please retweet, share, post, like, watch, tell us, or ask a question. Action words motivate fans to engage. Even using a link will encourage this engagement. We want our readers to do something with what we share. You will want them to act and continue the viral spread of your content. Also, let me just point out a really great example specifically for your business that I encourage you guys to do is to ask questions. Questions are a great way to spark dialogue with your fans, and it's probably the easiest way and one of the best methods to get people to respond to your posts. I have a little bit of an example from my personal life. So Mark, my boss, came in a week before the convention and handed us all out nerds, you guys all know what those are, and said, here, this is a reward, you know, we've been working so hard. He's a really generous guy. And so I, being the health freak that I am, well, I take the nerds without thinking, and I open them up, and I start eating the nerds. And then oh my goodness, and I get online and I go to the Nerds website and I look up what the ingredients are in the Nerds. And I find a whole bunch of stuff that I don't recognize, so I throw them out. And then I laugh at myself because I think I'm a little funny for doing this. So I turn to social media, you know, being this social media person that I am, to ask my friends what their opinion on this is. So I say, do you think I should be worried that I'm being obsessive when my boss gives me a pack of nerds? I start eating them and then immediately stop to research the ingredients online, which forces me to throw them out. And I ask the question to my friends. I take a picture of a package of nerds. I don't use a stock photo of it. They can see my hands. I'm in the office in the middle of the day. And I ask them the question. The responses started to pour in. Everyone, you know, wanted to chime in and give their opinion. So questions are really effective. People like to answer them. Another example I have here is I was designing a couple magnets as giveaways for Mark to take with him to Germany as part of a giveaway that we got with something else. And I really couldn't decide which version was more effective. So I took it to social media again. I said, hey friends, I need some assistance. I designed 2 magnets as a promotional piece for a trade show in Germany, and I cannot decide which one is more effective. Which one do you like best? I screenshotted this for you up here, but there were more and more answers that were pouring in after I did it. People really like to get involved in your business and the creative process. And so why not ask them, engage them about these kinds of things? You know, you can't make a decision on something, take it to them, get them commenting, you know, liking certain things. I gave them 2 options, you know, option 1, option 2, and ask them the question, which one do you think is more effective? So option number 2, 1. B2B social rock stars. I found for you guys a few companies that I'd like you to go, afterwards when you're planning your social media strategies and look at their pages and look at some of the things that they're doing. I think they're doing a really excellent job. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. A lot of people are doing good things on their pages, and you can go and check it out for yourself. The first company I have here is GE. Their content revolves around showcasing mind-blowing aspects of their brand without delving too deeply into technical aspects. Their posts revolve around a whole bunch of fun, engaging questions, and really eye-catching facts about the brand. Like the fact that a recent mobile power plant featured on their Facebook page weighs 2,300 tons. So I definitely recommend you guys go take a look at GE's page more when you get a chance. Second one we have here, B2B Social Rockstars. This is for YouTube. I wish we had the time to watch this video. It's really long, but I don't know if you guys have seen it. You should check it out. It's a really nicely done video. Corning Incorporated is the world leader in specialty glass and ceramics. Corning creates and makes keystone components that enable high technology systems for consumer electronics, mobile emissions control, telecommunications, and life sciences. Corning explains their viral hit with this video. A series of videos about the future of specialty glass called A Day Made of Glass has racked up tens of millions of views since its 2011 launch. Corning has now capitalized on the momentum with a new video discussing how close they are to developing the technology seen in the original. It's a really cool video, so I definitely recommend you guys take a look at that. And finally, number 3 is one of our very own. This is Melissa's company, Weld Plus Incorporated. Melissa's company uses images with descriptions to share what's happening during the business hours. They keep it personal and fun. They have things like office funnies, sharing vendor visits and taking pictures of them. I saw one on there that was about the donuts, I think, and it was really fun. And this week, and a certain week, they didn't have donuts, so they took a picture of them not having donuts. It's a really fun page. I think they probably have a good time with it, and they're keeping it light, and she's definitely following that rule more, not just trying to sell, and she's giving more, and it's working well for the social media environment. Can you repeat that? Social media is for everyone. Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, the top 3 just for you. Social media benefits. Company branding, word-of-mouth advertising, increased customer loyalty and trust, improve audience reach and influence, better SEO, lead generation, reach B2B buyers during their research phase. Do's and don'ts, 1, 2, 3. Number 1, again, social media is not an extension of your sales department. Number 2, create a social media strategy and set your goals. Number 3, focus on content. 4 easy effective tips for content sharing, for proper timing, attractive, giving valuable content, and engagement. So that's all. Used properly, social media marketing can help your business attain new customer leads and engage more with your audience. Making it work will require effort, time, and strategic planning. By knowing your target audience, communicating with them on their terms, and making engagement attractive and easy, you can elevate your company name and even drive revenue. I wish you all the best of luck with your future social media endeavors.